Greetings and felicitations, YouTube. Jarl of the Appian Way here with some more Troy. Today I want to talk to you about Paris' pimp wagon and his faction, and some things to keep in mind when you're playing against archer heroes in general. This is a replay from a battle I just fought against the AI. Not in campaign, just a standard battle. Let's talk about what I brought here. So, as I typically do in these, I bring every unique unit that I can. In Paris' faction, the only unique unit I did not bring was the Trojan Prince chariots. Paris gets access to 2 champions of Troy, just like Hector does, but he has some unique archer units. He has these 2 Trojan nobles at 60 man apiece, and he has Trojan Princes, 2 units of those, at 45 men apiece. He also gets access to the Cyclops, which is a very valuable unit. I brought 2 shielded spear warriors, and with the funds that I had left, I picked up a Trojan warrior and gave it 3 XP chevrons, hopefully with just the idea of being able to, you know, cycle charge things. You'll see quickly how things don't go as planned. So, I brought Hector, army. I brought Hector's army. I did not bring Hector. I brought a defender veteran, but I brought the standard infantry that I would always bring as Hector, because I just can't see any reason not to take 3 guards of Troy, 2 champions of Troy, and 2 of Hector's chosen. I brought 5 light skirmishers just on the basis of Paris can't afford to bring so many archers to eliminate all of the javelins, and the javelins will decimate the front line and get through, just overwhelm the front line with superior quality troops and a heavy Trojan chariot. This army is not an easy thing for Paris to face, but, and this is important because I want people to be thinking about this, the Paris and heroes like Paris come with a lovely little ability that is called Sharpshooter. That's down here in the bottom left. I got my mouse over top of it, but you can't quite see it. What Sharpshooter does is it denies missile block chance to the person he shoots. So, and this is one of the things that's really significant about Hector's roster, is he has these amazing missile block chances on himself, on the defender veteran hero actually has a 75% missile block chance, and then guards of Troy, Hector's chosen with like an 85% missile block chance. I also brought Paris in the chariot, mainly because if I'm going to be using him for anti-infantry work, mainly anti-infantry on, like, say, Hector's chosen, guards, and champions of Troy, then it's important to put him on the chariot as well, deal a bit more damage. So over here, heavy Trojan chariots charge right into a shielded spear warrior, pull through, get a little bit into the Trojan Princes. Whole thing froze. Well, ain't this particular. Okay, there it goes. I've never seen that before. That's a new one. The Trojan chariots get the poor end of this engagement, mainly because of the large amounts of fire coming from my archers. I charge my Cyclops into this Hector's chosen, just hoping to deal as much damage as I can. Look at that morale almost go away too, and the heavy Trojan chariots are completely shattered. But as I was worried about facing against this AI threat, I'm completely overwhelmed in my front line. I was hoping I could bring just enough staying power in these champions of Troy and my 2 spear warriors that I can hold this out. I get a little bit distracted with Paris over here, and I see an opportunity to hit this guard of Troy, so I'm going to try and take this and just see what I can do with Paris in a chariot. The answer is not a lot. Not a lot at all. You really need to go wide with some pretty cheap infantry to make Paris work, I think. The light skirmishers are not going to get a lot done here, but this Cyclops is, with these boulders, provided you're throwing at a stationary fixed target like these champions and guards of Troy here in the center. Shielded spear warriors easily routed by Hector's chosen. Cyclops versus Hector's chosen is not going to go well for the Cyclops in the long run, but he will survive somehow. The javelins from the light skirmishers are probably doing me more favors than they are hurt. So I'm trying to get this Trojan Noble away from the Guard of Troy. That's not what I want them to fight. The only thing I can really do with the Trojan Warriors is chase light skirmishers, and this should be a pretty simple task. So seeing the Champions of Troy here fixed, I'm going to try and get a quick hit and run with Paris, move him along, and I need to start putting arrows into units that cannot block his shots. Unfortunately, I'm a little bit focused on the Defender Veteran, and even though I'm ignoring his missile block chance, the Defender Veteran is going to hold out against Paris's arrows almost the entire battle. Over here, you can see I've been trying to micro my nobles and my princes against the assaults from guards of Troy, and as well as there was, I believe, a Hector's Chosen that was chasing them as well. I might be mistaken. Oh, it's over here. It probably hasn't broken free yet. Or this is already a borked replay, and the entire... Yeah, I think the entire thing is now doing its own thing. So I have no idea what's going to happen now.
One of your units has no more ammunition.
But this looks about right. Look how the Trojan Princes here chew away at the Guard of Troy. The Guard of Troy is not an expensive unit, but it is a really solid heavy infantry choice. But these guys are just getting evaporated under the hail of fire from the Trojan Princes. And the Trojan Princes are not threatened at all by the light skirmishers. Okay, so here comes another Guard of Troy to try and chase this out, and having routed the Shielded Spear Warrior. But as long as you can keep ahead of units like this, speed is only 28, Trojan Princes, speed 29. I shouldn't have taken that charge. They could probably get away from this. Cyclops has gathered its strength after being defeated by Hector's Chosen. And now it's a matter of trying to clean up a little bit more out of what's in the center. Paris gets bogged down in a champion of Troy and loses his chariot. This is unfortunate. So I'm going to activate his Aristea here to try and help his survivability, because he's not going to do well against champion and a Guard of Troy. But let's focus on Paris's, special units. The Trojan Princes here, 33 kills. The other one, 37 kills. Remember, these guys start with 45 models, so this one's already down to 19, just getting eviscerated by the chasing Guards of Troy. I'm going to try and get some fire from the Princes and Nobles into the Guard of Troy to support this, and as I can, try and pick off some expensive infantry units that are off on their own, like this Champion of Troy out here, which has already lost a lot of hit points. It looks like it might be coming towards my Cyclops, and I think I'm going to order a charge for my Cyclops into this Champion of Troy. So yeah, as you can see, this is completely different from what actually happened in the battle. Something important to note about the Trojan Nobles: they will fire while moving, or is that the Trojan Princes? I'm pretty sure it's both. I could be wrong. I'll double check that after this battle. But while they're running from, say, an enemy hero, you can open fire. I think in the future, what I'm going to do for these kind of unit breakdown things is I'm not going to do a pre-recorded a battle replay save, because the battle replay system is completely broken in this game as far as I can tell. I literally just played this. There has not been any updates or anything like that in between then and now. But I can tell you right now, the battle did not go down in this clump of woods with light skirmishers that have ammo charging into my archers. So, sidebar, Creative Assembly, your battle replay system is gonna have to get fixed before multiplayer comes out. The battles just do not happen like this. There were no updates between the time of me playing the battle and the time of me watching the replay. Literally, that was about 30 seconds difference between those two. So the battle replay system is inefficient and not working. And hopefully will get fixed before multiplayer comes out, to the benefit of us people out here who want to record Troy content. Now, let's go ahead. Let's end this battle. Again, the kills are inaccurate to the scenario. But as you can see here, the nobles and princes did pick up quite a few XP anyway. And the first half of the battle happened just about accurately enough. So yeah, we'll move on. I'm going to take a look at the Paris of Troy roster. Okay, so shoots while moving for the Trojan Princes. And the Trojan Nobles also shoots while moving. It's worth pointing out that they only have a forward arc of fire, so that only works in the sense that if they're heading towards somebody, like if you're running away from, say, somebody who's shooting behind, somebody who's chasing you down from behind, they will shoot forward as they move forward. All right, that's all there is to it. Otherwise, there isn't very much usefulness for shooting while moving when you only have a forward arc of fire, because these guys don't want to be in melee. You don't want to put Trojan nobles and Trojan princes in melee. You just don't. They have fantastic range too. Wow, look at that, 180. So yeah, let's talk about their unique units. We already talked about Champions of Troy in Hector's roster, and if you're not taking 2 Champions of Troy as Hector, you're nuts. I would argue that they don't fit the same purpose in Paris's roster. Paris has the 2 best archer units in the game, even with the Amazon factions out. Trojan Princes and Trouble Nobles are the best pound-for-pound archers in this game. I'm willing to say it right here, right now. They're just, they deal out so much damage. You saw how quickly they were melting these guards of Troy, which have a 75% missile block chance. 75% of the damage that was being fired by the princes and nobles was being blocked. Only 25% of their damage was being dealt to the guards of Troy. Guards of Troy, only 880 in cost, but the damage that was coming off of these units melted them. Completely melted them. So how should you use Trojan Nobles and Trojan Princes in battle? Knowing that you can only have the 4, you don't need much else from your missile infantry lineup. What you do need, and this is the first time I'm going to say don't take Champions of Troy, but I think you should not take Champions of Troy. I think what you should do is take a line of Phrygian Axemen or some Shielded Spear Warriors, and just try and hold that line as long as you can. Go for something with decent morale, so don't take the Militia Warband. Shielded Spear Warriors with a morale of 60 is okay. Maybe even... okay, so let's go with a unit of... I don't like the cost on that. You could say 1 Renowned Phrygian Axeman, 2 Shielded Spear Warriors, and 4 Phrygian Axemen. That's actually a front line I would be proud of in putting out there. So these guys have armor-piercing damage with their axes, which is nice. And their missile block chance is only 40%. But I think that should handle pretty well. I think this is the best way. The Phrygian Axeman is probably the best way as Paris you're going to have to protect units like Trojan Nobles and Trojan Princes. As far as their mythological lineup, Centaurs and Giants. So there's honestly this is all good stuff. And the only other unique unit in Paris's roster is the Trojan Noble Chariot. This is an archer chariot. You can have up to 2 of them. The difference between them and an archer chariot is seen here. The archer chariot has much more speed, so these are a medium chariot. So it's got good armor, really good morale, decent speed for a chariot, and it does, bonus versus large damage in melee. That's actually a little unexpected for a chariot. I wouldn't have thought that would be the case. The missile damage is a 77 as compared to, say, the missile damage on the Trojan Prince of 64. Interesting. So these guys actually do a fair bit of damage. The problem here is, though, and this is the thing I don't like about Trojan Princes, fewer units means fewer shots, means less damage overall. So, with this lineup, 1550 freed up. If you're not going to take a Cyclops, and I still think you should, because that Boulder Chuck is just so good, and the Cyclops is useful enough of a tool in anti-infantry work with its causes terror. Giant Champions are a nice choice, Giant Bowmen are a nice choice, and Giant Vanguard is also a nice choice. I like all of these. Let's try 2 Giant Bowmen. Let's add to this bow roster even more with some more potential. 122 missile damage from the giant bows, and they also have anti-large in melee damage. So these guys are actually really good like flank protection for a line of princes and nobles. Paris, we're going to take him off the chariot this time. It frees up 250. 250 doesn't get you anything. So if I wanted to, I could take out the renowned Phrygian axemen and just go for 2 more regulars. There we go. And as for the remaining 90, I'm going to put those into the... Actually, no, I take that back. We're not going to put them into the spearmen. We're going to put them into the Trojan nobles or to the Trojan chariot, the Trojan princes. At 47, okay, so I'm going to put them into the Trojan nobles. Boom. And my opponent, let's go to Mycenae. Let's just build something real quick here, shall we? Gotta be Agamemnon rolling around in a chariot, because why the heck not? Give him companions. Give them guards. We'll give them... Where's those? Do they have sword skirmishers? Oh, he does not have sword skirmishers. Okay, we'll go with shielded clubmen. Yeah. 5 of those. Some light swordsmen. With 1260 remaining, let's put that in, and I'll look at the light javelin men when I do my Mycenae breakdown, but I think with the remaining funds, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into Spartoi. There we go. Yeah, there it is. All right. So we're going to try this against us. Let's set ourselves to the defenders. We'll put Mycenae as the attackers. Let's try this. Let's just see what happens. That is not the army I built with Agamemnon. Oh well. These things happen. When you change the battle settings, it'll just reshuffle the enemy army. So I don't really know what I'm facing. But as a defender, I can at least see we have an armored charger, armored swordsman, and bows of Mycenae. Okay. Oh, and since I moved, I can now see more. Okay, what do we have? Reinforced chariot, bows of Mycenae, armored spearmen, shielded clubmen, club warriors. This is just an auto-gen army. Agamemnon on foot. Chariot. Agamemnon on chariot with a reinforced chariot beside him. Okay. So this map is pretty symmetrical. I do have this rocky outcropping here to help defend me, and I can probably slow down his chariots inside this forest and scrubs. Alright, so here's how I'm thinking I'm going to set up my archers. This is how I want to set up my archer line, with the bowmen, the giant bowmen, to protect the flanks. Look at that. Look at that. So they're protected from the front with these rocks. Giant bowmen on the flanks to protect them. I could put some infantry in the woods back here as like a quick response team. All right, but for the most part, oh, Paris is also going to be up here. Absolutely. Group. 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 Alright, so hopefully I can convince my opponent to just charge into my infantry line here. The downside to this position, as you can see, is that there's plenty of rocks in their way, but their arcs of fire will allow them to shoot over those hills. So let's give this a shot and put into fast forward, give Mycenae a chance to get over here. I might move the infantry line up to grab whatever's coming out of the trees here. These trees will do wonders in slowing down chariots. They bring chariot speeds from like 80 to 20. It's nuts how slow they go through this sometimes. So I'm gonna... That's actually a little bit too far forward. I want to be in the protection of my archers. Let's see how close I can get with everybody. Pretty close. Oh, I'm already getting shot at. Let's go and slow this down. Look who charged right into my spears. Agamemnon, the epic hero. And everybody's already shooting at him. He's kind of regretting making that choice. So yeah, that's about a third of his health gone. That's fine. Everybody else can pretty much chill back here. I do have some decent block chance on these guys, so 55%. I'm not worried about Bows and Mycenae. Here comes their infantry attack, right into my line. Let's go ahead and move these guys up.
Your warriors have spotted hidden foes.
Hidden, are they? Alright, so he's kind of moving off on the flank over here, so I'm going to start shooting that armored charger. Agamemnon is healing his armored spearmen. They're doing a good job, like, chewing through these shielded spear warriors, but I just want time to shoot. All I want is time to shoot. Time to spend my ammo, time to shoot.
Have been routed.
Alright, so these guys are just holding. Reinforced chariots are kind of breaking through. Let's look at Snipe. Let's go ahead and put some shots into Agamemnon. Half his health is already gone. Giant bowmen here. I'm about to have them charge into this. Here we go. Wasn't able to get the charge off, unfortunately.
Your warriors
pull these guys up. Might not need to worry about the left so much as I do the right, so I'm going to bring these guys out this way. Giant bowmen are getting tore up by these armored chargers because they have spears. Alright, so we did get a breakthrough over here. However, with Trojan nobles and giant bowmen out here punishing this guy, I don't think they're going to stick around. That rallying cry is going to help keep them in the fight, though. Shielded clubmen aren't going to like what's about to happen, though. Yeah, that time I did get a charge.
Your warriors are rallying.
Good, good, good. I'm going to need them over here quickly because we do have the chariots kind of trying to push through here. Let's go ahead and pick some abilities. Boom. Boom. Let's see if we can't put that charge shot into the chariot. Definitely want to put as many shots as I can into this blob. And over here, I want to pull these archers out. Giant bowmen are going to stay here with the Phrygian axemen. These guys are in prime position to chase some Mycenaean bows. Probably put that one into their flank, as the battle is now almost completely on my own flanks. Alright, so this Trojan noble is unfortunately going to have to hold my line now, which I don't like.
Your hero is under attack.
Do not need to worry about their archers. Please just focus on this flank attack now. I'm going to activate the Aristea and actually charge Paris into this. Actually, just charge those club warriors. And let's get this spear unit into this bow Mycenae. I don't think I'm going to win this one. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much for me to deal with, and I never got into the reinforced chariots as much as I should have. Paris is going to try and clutch this out, but all of his abilities are meant for, like, helping to snipe things out. Let's turn on Apollo's Rain here.
The foe has sighted your hidden units.
Yeah. Agamemnon into the back of this Trojan noble, and this Trojan Prince is going to get hit. So yeah, a little optimistic with that battle line right there. Unfortunately, it didn't work out this time. They were able to plow through the infantry and get into my flanks anyway. Not leaving any of the infantry behind to deal with them later. So, not the best deal. I probably could have been a little bit more mobile with the archers. I was just kind of banking on this defensive position. Something I could have done differently is I could have had all of my infantry on the flanks of this of these rock faces. That probably would have been more efficient. But I'll be honest, I'm not impressed with Paris's roster. I mean, Hector's roster also, I said it didn't impress me because the unique units were very, very thin. But here's the thing. I only managed to get 1 XP on both of the Trojan Princes in the end of it. The Phrygian Axemen did not hold out quite as well as I needed them to. Yeah, that was just a meh overall performance. I like that Paris gets Giants and Cyclops. There's definitely some utility in units like Giant Bowmen, Giant Vanguard, and obviously the Cyclops is like a switch army knife as far as mythic units goes. So yeah, I wish Paris had a little bit more staying power in his infantry options. That's about it. His archers, if left time to deal the damage, are amazing at what they do. If you could focus their fire in the right places. And other than that, they're limited by the fact that they only get the 4. You only get 2 princes, you only get 2 nobles. That's it. You only get those 4 archer units. Yes, there are like renowned archers in the Paris roster, so you can take more archers, but this is a lot of work for just these 4 units to do. I was hoping that I could have faced the army I built, which would have had a lot less shields and would have had some very expensive unshielded units. Those very expensive unshielded units were going to be eviscerated by this bow line. Absolutely eviscerated by this bow line. And I'll kind of give you a small taste of what I mean. Alright, so I'm going a little wacky here to kind of prove a point. Mycenae in this battle is going to be bringing Agamemnon, 2 Agamemnon's guards, 2 Agamemnon's champions, 4 bows of Mycenae, which on a second glance are a really good archer unit, and they're not limited in how many you can take. I want to compare their stats real quick to the Trojan nobles. Look at this. The bows of Mycenae are right out better than a Trojan noble in almost every way except speed. But the speed it's only 30. It's the difference between 33 and 29. The Trojan nobles, you're limited to 2. The bows of Mycenae, unlimited. So I might actually completely backtrack on when I say that Paris of Troy has the best archer units in the game. I think I might have overstated that a lot. So yeah. Anyway, that's the Mycenae army. The Paris army for this little experiment, just kind of to prove a point, brought 4 Phrygian Axemen to protect my 4 archers, and then I was like, well, what am I going to do with the remaining, 4,000 funds? And I went, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll bring a bunch of militia warband to chase down the bows of Mycenae, because this is a fair difference in remaining funds. I'm just gonna have fun with this. I kind of want to see how these bows of Mycenae do against these chaff infantry I'm about to throw at them. Alright, here we go. Let's see how this does. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have Group 1 focus fire on Agamemnon's companions on the far left flank. Just kind of having everybody move up. Alright, this will give Paris the ability to start opening fire right away. And the archers are opening fire on the wrong targets. I wanted them to focus fire on Agamemnon's companions, but that's because they were running into position, and because they have fire while moving, they were taking shots as they were getting here. Watch the companions. Look at this. Look at us. Unshielded, heavy, expensive infantry. Absolutely hammered here. Apollo's aim is activated. It's going to make these archers even better. Alright, wait, that's not the one I was thinking of. What's the one I'm thinking of? Anyway, I could afford to waste time over here. Time to start having some of these extra spearmen chase. Chase.
Your warriors are losing heart.
Wow, look at that. Trojan Princes getting eviscerated by bows of Mycenae. Group 1, let's go ahead and target some bows. Just kind of trying to do my best to make sure I keep their infantry pinned down. But here we go. Now that I've got the attention to some of their bows of Mycenae, I'm gonna... Ooh, look at that! This bows of Mycenae is almost gone. Paris, which is the ability that actually aids everybody around you. That's self, that's enemy. Apollo's Reign, that's the one. Alright. Point blank shots into the Agamemnon's guards here. It's another extremely expensive infantry unit.
Warriors have been routed.
They've routed off some militia warband. Good for them. I'm just going to try and keep some infantry in them to pin them in place while my archers just take some shots at them. Unfortunately, the archers don't really want to shoot into the backs of my own infantry. I wouldn't mind it if they did at all. Actually, I would love it if they would, but that seems to be impossible for them. So I'm going to go ahead and pull back my my archers. And just, you know, move some of my militia through in an effort to hold this into place. Now they got a archer free over here. Hold on. Let's charge into that. Okay, so group 1. If you're not... Alright, yeah, now shoot the Agamemnon's guards. Here we go. Here we go. That's from the Aristea of Agamemnon just activated. That's fine. It actually helps to... He activated a rallying cry with it right away. This unshielded heavy infantry unit is now getting the rain of death from Paris's archer units. Look at that. Their hit points per model are dropping so quickly. These guys will mostly hold through anything by the looks of it. Okay, but now they're routing. Let's have Group 1 put fire into Agamemnon. Ooh, wait, nope, here we go. Here's another Companions. I'm going to take the Phrygian Axemen off of this and just let this one militia warband chase the Agamemnon's guards. Okay, we have a guard over here that just broke through. We're going to go ahead and shoot this up before it reaches us. Get you some close-ups of what this looks like to be on the receiving end of Paris's elite archer units. When you... Oh my god, that was from Paris's shot right there. It pierced through several units all at once. So I got some Phrygian Axemen up in the way. Oh, they got hammered, but here's the thing. So did they. Alright, but we have another problem. I need to catch some more enemies before they reach me. Agamemnon's guards managed this hail of fire really well. Let's go ahead and activate our Aristea here, and we're gonna go to town on Agamemnon at point-blank range. Okay, so that Agamemnon's guard is gone. Just absolutely gone. Let's take out this companion over here. And we got some assistance. We need to pin this down if we can. That Aristea was blocking my views, so here we go. Okay. Let's see if we can't...
One of your units has no more ammunition.
Agamemnon's companions came back over here. Alright, so Trojan Princes over here just ran out of ammo. I'm just going to throw them into this Agamemnon's companions in the hopes of holding them still long enough to kill them. Or the archers just do the work. Yep. Got those routed. Gonna pick these three, the ones that have ammo left, and pull them back. Time to find a target for all of them. That's shattered. All that's left is this bow of Mycenae, really. And yeah, I do want to fight them. I'm gonna take this archer combat here. Kind of show it off. Oh, I was hoping they'd target my archers. Oh well. Go ahead, turn around, guys. You're getting shot in behind. Let's have an archer duel. Woo! Woo! Bodies dropping on each volley. It's always good to see. You want that kind of impact from your archers. These guys are getting shot in the back. They're just going to be gone. That's it.
Victory is close enough to taste.
So yeah, a little bit of a meme army choice here with the ridiculous numbers of militia warband, but that goes to say sometimes the best thing you can do is not to bring all of your expensive units, you know. So yeah, I hope that was somewhat educational, somewhat valuable. There's so much to look at when you're looking at these armies, but both Paris and Hector, there's not a lot to look at. There's only a couple of ways to play, and I think that's going to give those two factions a particular weakness when it comes to multiplayer, in the sense that they don't have a lot of utility. I think Paris has a little bit more options available compared to Hector, but Hector really can just survive on the fact that he has some of the best infantry in the game. All right. Ta-ta. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Love you all. See you in the next video.